Something that I've always found interesting as technology has advanced and the internet has become a larger part of humans' lives is how companies use technology and monitor our activity on social media to advertise certain products to us. Advertising is a huge industry that costs a lot of money for companies to do. So they want to have good information so they are advertising the right way and not wasting their money. These graphs show you how expensive advertising costs can be and how the price for advertising has increased throughout the years. Companies now monitor our activity on our phones, computers, and social media accounts to determine what our interests are and what things we search the most. Once companies know our interests, searching, and spending habits, they can advertise products to our social media that they know we will like. When I use my Twitter account, promotions and ads will pop up on my feed of products that I had just recently searched on my phone. This is just one example of how companies can use the information they get from our social media to target us. Giant companies have become giants of today because of advertising. Nike has become the sports equipment and apparel company it is today because of the way it advertises its products. A company such as Copperfit has created a product that most companies have already produced, but with its marketing campaigns, it has become a popular brand and been able to expand. These companies have been so successful because of technology. It has become easier for them to find the right target market for their products. Even insurance companies are now looking at customers' social media and internet activities. Insurance companies can now see what the lifestyles of customers are by their social media and adjust their rates according to the information they gather. As reported by the New York Times, insurance companies will now offer lower rates if customers allow them to access information such as GPS location for car insurance or their fitness apps for health insurance. Companies will advertise this promotion because customers know their information is being taken in return for a lower rate. Sometimes, though, companies spy on us without us knowing or disclosing it in our contracts we sign into them when we purchase their products. We would assume they are using this information for themselves to advertise or better their products, but really they're using our information for revenue by selling it to companies that want it.
The headphones you use to listen to music may be spying on you.
Meg Oliver reports on a lawsuit filed against the Bose Corporation.
When music fans put on their high-end headphones, they may feel like they're in their own private world. But a lawsuit against one of the most popular manufacturers claims just the opposite, that Bose is spying.
Basically, it's accusing Bose of eavesdropping on his customers when they're using the headphones.
The lawsuit filed in Chicago involves wireless headphones, which come with the free Bose Connect app for personalizing settings. The suit claims the company uses that app to track customers' music, podcasts, and lectures, and then sells that information. CNET editor Dan Ackerman says it's a reminder to read the fine print.
I saw that it does indeed say it can collect a lot of information, including GPS information, Bluetooth information, maybe information that comes from other apps on your phone.
Audio choices can reveal a lot about a person, including potential clues to their religion or sexual orientation. The suit complains that by selling that information, Bose is violating customer privacy.
You wouldn't recommend downloading this app?
I think people generally download too many apps and sign up for too many services. The headphones work fine, just Bluetoothing them in. You don't need the app.
Bose has not responded to a request for comment, but the accusations are nothing new in the high-tech era, as numerous industries have found ways to peek into their customers' private lives. Meg Oliver, CBS News, New York.
The lawsuit seeks an injunction to stop Bose from collecting private data.
Vizio, just like Bose, was caught spying on customers through their TVs. They settled for a $2.2 million lawsuit in February of this year. Events like this is why consumers are worried about the technology we possess and what the companies that have access to it are doing with our information. We don't know who they are selling our information to or how much information they have on us. It has become sort of a battle between companies trying to gather customer information for advertising or other purposes, and customers trying to protect themselves from being watched. Companies want your information because information is money, not necessarily because they are selling it, but it makes for better marketing, which usually equates to better sales. Social media networks also want our information more than ever because that's how they make most of their money. This figure shows that people are even making a living off of advertising products on social media. Here's a video on how they do it.
Good morning, John. At the very first VidCon, I was being interviewed by a television reporter who at one point was surprised by something I said, and she said to me, "You can make money on YouTube? How does that work?" And I was a little tired, and I was also like super high on VidCon. Like, I was so excited about online video and all this stuff that had come together, and so like I did not censor myself well. I said something to the effect of, advertising. My show has more viewers than yours does. Which I did not intend to be a sick burn. It just came out. Like, that was the thing that was true. But the answer to that question is complicated. And since I think about YouTube a lot, and I think that we should all be more open about how all of these things work, let's do it. Let's talk about how YouTubers make their money. Different kinds of content have to have different kinds of support. Like this right here, very low budget. This is just two guys. We could probably subsist on what we call AdSense and merch. AdSense works for every YouTuber as long as you're not like philosophically opposed to advertising. If you click a little box when you upload your video, YouTube will sell an ad against it, and then it will split the revenue with you. You get 55%. This is kind of wonderful. It is not a common thing among social media sites, though they have started to share some revenue. YouTube started doing it way back in like 2007 and 2008. It's also part of why it's such an appealing place to make stuff, and also part of why it's become harder to break in. Because if there's a way to make money, then people will spend money to make their content look better so that they can compete on the platform. Anyway, YouTube AdSense pretty much stays at the same level, and everybody has access to that, which is really amazing. But at higher levels, you start talking about brand deals, maybe endorsement deals, maybe really good merch stuff, and even eventually getting support from someone else to help realize your vision. Crash Course and SciShow were both funded by grants from YouTube because they wanted more high quality stuff on the site, so advertisers would be more likely to advertise. Those systems are really hard to democratize and make available to everybody. Now, brand deals are a little bit different. They have started to be available to creators sort of in the middle class. Brand deal is basically anytime somebody pays you to talk about something in a video, whether that's like an audible.com call out at the end, or it could be a big elaborate production and your entire video is about the topic that the brand wants you to talk about.
In a report published by the journal, companies are even spying on kids' devices when they're in school, even if their devices are school issued. Their target for kids is ranging from kindergarten to 12th grade because they are trying to keep up with the latest kids' trends and trying to advertise to kids that are easily persuaded. Kids are easy to market to because they want anything and everything that looks cool and fun to them. When kids want something, it's not them who is going to pay for it, it's their parents, and they're going to keep begging them until they get it, and this is why companies want to target kids. There is a point where people get scared of what companies can see, especially about their children. Children are easily influenced, and companies may sometimes falsify information in ads to target them, but luckily there is government regulation protecting us against most false advertising. For those that are wondering, there are ways to try to protect yourself from companies taking information from you. Steps you can take to better protect yourself are: do not share too much on social media, turn off GPS settings on electronic devices, read and check all privacy settings and contracts, and be careful about what others post about you. The sad thing about our society is regardless of what we do to protect ourselves, corporate America and money will still always prevail.